Well, but over to you, the EMP's perspective of the Anadarko the last, call it 8, 10 years.
Yeah, it's been kind of a up and down ride. I mean, I think 2016 was you had a series of A&D deals that had happened recently. At that point, you had the Felix Devon deal, and you had the Vitruvian Gulfport deal that happened around generally that time, 2016, 2017 timeframe, that really had put the scoop and stack on the map as a developable public company basin with a substantial growth. And I think at that time the mineral buying really started picking up as well. The view of what was core, I think, still being very much defined, and as it was kind of throughout the lower 48. The stack was starting to really take off, and people were trying to figure out where that play ended. So you had people pushing to the east in terms of the Alta Mesa deal. You had people pushing west with the Staghorn and general INCAP portfolio they had out there to the northwest. And then you had people pushing up dip and scoop and even deeper as well into kind of the 7 West area. So I think the play has definitely shrunk from what people view as tier 1 and economic to develop, and I think the number of wells per section has also declined. But I think what we have seen as an operator is that it depends on where you are in the basin, but proper spacing is probably more in the 3 to 6 wells per section, and not the 10 to 15 wells per section that some people had hoped and had tried to execute on. So I think there's still the overarching view broadly that the Mid-Con is a uninvestable asset, which we don't hold that view. I think we strongly believe that on a single well and on a unit basis, the economics are competitive with some of the better plays in the U.S. And you have a lot of commodity optionality and diversification. So you're not solely pegged to either gas or oil price. And it's a basin where gas basis has remained relatively healthy. We're not having huge basis blowout issues. And it's what we view as a core basin in the lower 48, and one that should continue to attract capital. I think it's from an E&P standpoint, that there are a lot of assets held in public companies that probably would like to find a way to divest of those. I think the Mid-Con is one that is somewhat gridlocked right now from an A&D standpoint of trying to figure out who's going to be the consolidator, or if there is going to be a consolidator.